Ohio.
Yeah, I think he's in Dayton.
Yeah, was it a game tonight or was it
Last night.
last night?
He was on his way yesterday.
We're live. Yeah, I thought he was coming back.
Yeah, we lost.
They lost.
They lost. They're live.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Houston County Board of Commissioners meeting this afternoon. We are reconvening from yesterday's meeting. Today is March 15th, 2023. It is that 1 p.m. on the nose?
Yeah.
Close enough. Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson,
Present.
Jim Marlowe,
Present.
Jim Raisik.
Present. The purpose of today's meeting is something that we carried over from yesterday. That is, we're going to discuss and select our short list architects for the proposed animal control facility, the new facility. So I tell you what, gentlemen, this is kind of informal, but let's hear what you have to say. You guys had a chance to go through the many proposals, but I think we had 6 total. Have you made a short list? Would either one of you like to start? Or would you like me to start?
You're the chairman.
Okay, I'm going to say this. This is for the record. I have, when I was in business, I worked with and around each one of these firms. Every firm, in my opinion, is very high quality. Every one of them would be able to build this building. This is not going to be a difficult building to design. Every one of them are more than capable. The people are more than capable. And I'm confident that any choice that this board makes, we will get a very fine facility designed and built. That having been said, my 3, and these are 3 that are in my number 1, my number 2, and my number 3. And like I said, only because we have to choose a single architect at the end of this process. So these are my lists. My number 1 choice would be Egermeyer & Associates. My number 2 choice would be Architechniques. And my number 3 choice would be Basinger. Like I said, I've chosen those 3 because I have had personal experience with all 3 of these firms and have found them to be very qualified. That's not to say that the other ones are not, they are. But these are the 3 that I've chosen for this project.
I had the same top 3, just jump in here, for a little different reason. I tend to agree with you. I think with what we're talking about, potentially building each and every one of these firms more than capable of tackling this project in any way we need. I did like the fact that Architechniques and Egermeyer, both in the material they submitted to us, had done animal shelters.
Yes.
So, I look forward to hearing from them of what they've learned from going through that process that they would change so that maybe Williamson County benefits from that. And I believe Basinger, what helped me there was that they had a post-frame specialist. And I think we're probably likely looking at a post-frame building for at least part of this, and the fact that they list that they have someone dedicated to that kind of set that apart. You probably pick one randomly out of there and be fine, but I agree with your top 3.
I honestly, Jim, I cannot stress enough how fortunate this county is to have this many quality. And this isn't all of the quality architects. These are the ones that are ready to respond all the time. I actually got a call from Paul Lunsford. And if it hadn't been for some sickness and they're really busy, they would have submitted a proposal also. So, Commissioner Marlowe, do you have a choice for us?
Well, actually, I do. I kind of narrowed it down to my 4.
4, okay.
Yeah.
There's no limit on us, so.
I like Architechniques. Excuse me, let me start off with, because some of these I'm not familiar with, some I am. Egermeyer and Associates, I would have to agree, would be one of my picks. I believe Dark Design was another one of my picks. Actually, my number 3 pick would be, Roche, I believe that's how you pronounce it. So if I had to pick 3, I think that would be 4. If I had 4, I'd go, the architect needs to be in this, but that would be my top 3.
Okay, so I had Hagemeyer and Associates as 1, Architechniques as 2, Basinger as 3. You had those 3, are they in the same order, Jim? Would you say?
I have Architechnics on top, but
Architechniques on
that's
top?
just an inversion of 1 and 2 for you.
Right, so, and Jim, you had your 3 are,
Hirsch, Roche, Dart, design, I believe that was Steve May. I've worked with Steve whenever he built the mortar for us. Steve was very good. That's the only real experience that I have with an architect on this. And looking at the others, I did like the proposal, well, actually, the information that Hagemeyer and Associate Architects provided us as well.
so, Jim and I had the same 3. That leaves Basinger that you did not have on your group. We did not have Dart, and we did not have Hirsch Roche.
The purpose of this meeting was just to make our short list.
Short list.
So do we want to bring in these 3 firms to interview?
That was my desire, was to bring them in and talk to them after we choose the 3.
Okay, so just narrowing it down to 3 of these things.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I think we are all in agreement.
Hagemeyer.
Hagemeyer's on. And then 2 of the 3 of us had Architechniques.
Well, 2 out of 3.
So-
I think it's a.
Then I think you get to pick the 3rd.
Then we'll let him pick the 3rd.
Well, no,
He's got Hirsch Roche and he has
yeah,
Dart.
Dart.
Yeah.
And you and I both had the Basinger,
but I had it as a number 3.
but it was as a number 3.
So I think if we take our first 2 picks and let him fill out the 3rd.
Why don't you fill out the 3rd?
Okay, with the 3rd, then I guess I have to go with Dart.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I worked with Steve before. Good experience, and that's just based on my experience with him. Not saying that I've had bad experiences with anybody else. They're all good firms. And
Yeah, I can't emphasize this is one.
This is a very difficult decision, but, you know, so that we're gonna have Hagemeyer.
Hagemeyer, Architechniques. And if anybody can spell Architechniques the first time, you're a much better person than I am.
Just spell it so you know what it says.
And, Dart.
And then Dart. Okay, that will be, if you guys would like that, I'll have Stephanie reach out to them. And we'll set up an interview process for them next Wednesday. Now, at next Wednesday's meeting, I'm gonna ask James Mayer to come. And I would expect that we'll go into executive session and speak on internet securities protocols. So keep open most of the afternoon, if you would, for next Wednesday.
22nd.
Yes.
At 1,
What's that?
at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, 1 o'clock. Yes, I'm sorry, Kevin. Guess I should have asked you, Kevin. Did you have anything to say about this?
No, other than that, whatever group you decide to go with, I'd like to work close with them on the building itself.
We'll call you in.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
with us having firsthand, day-to-day operations and in and outs and things we like, things we don't like, don't work. And I like to just be involved as possible with that. I'm sorry,
Absolutely.
Jim, who did you say had built before?
Architechniques.
Okay.
And it's in here, if you want to look at it, and Hagemeyer. And again, there's
They
an
both
image
have, okay.
in there.
right, they must do this. All right, I will send these, I will notify all of them and then tell them that the invitation to come and speak to us is coming.
Moved to round two.
Huh?
They moved to round two? To round two.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jim. I'm like, what are you saying? They made it through round one. Yes, I'm going to round two now. Yeah. Whatever you said, I was not hearing what you were saying there. Okay, all right, so we're moving on to round two then. Gentlemen, does anybody have anything else for today's meeting? If I missed anything on this that you'd like to talk about?
When did you say we're gonna meet again?
Okay, the final selection will occur on March 22nd our interview will occur March 22nd at 1 p.m. And we will start that at 1 p.m. And then, Jim, after we get done with that, I'd like us to go into executive session
On
on that Wednesday afternoon.
okay, and make our decision. Then
Well, we'll have to
we
make a
can-
decision, we'll have to make a decision.
discuss whether we want to make it then.
Right,
We-
right.
So,
And we can't decide that in the executive session will be for that will be for internet, IT security.
but we can come back out in open session.
And then we-
and we can make the decision.
Right.
Okay.
Did you guys have anything else? I sent both of you through Stephanie an email about the solid waste. Discuss that with Jim. It's something we have to do. It's a plan. We've not had a plan since 2010 and we have to update that now. That meeting it's a mandatory meeting. I'll go to it. It's on March 30th. And that's in the email that I sent you guys. We still need to deal with the energy community transition grant I talked about yesterday. That's with DCEO. That's at $62,000. And we need to deal with that sooner rather than later. So if you guys have any idea about what you want to do with that money, let me know. And like I said, we need probably, because some of that may require having a public meeting, which Greater Egypt can probably handle that for us. But we need time to set all that up. That's it. You got anything else, Jim?
No, I still need to take care of a preliminary step before I move on anything else.
Fair enough. Jim, you got anything else you'd like to talk about?
Good.
Got your, Amanda, do you have your election equipment coming in yet?
Not yet, which I don't want it just yet. But no, I notified them, I'm waiting on the contracts.
Okay. All right, well, gentlemen, if that's all we have.
Yeah.
Move to it.
I'm sorry. I've got something I can talk to you guys about. It's not related to the RFQ. If that's okay.
Yeah, come on, now's your time.
Okay, one of my employees was heading home a couple nights ago, one day last week actually, topped a hill, hit a large muffler in the road, hit a brand new truck, and about made me sick. But all it did was damage the front bumper, put a pretty good sized dent in it, and the plastic fascia on top of the bumper scuffed it up. I talked to Ashley and I talked to Julie both, and I got quotes for this truck. They told me there's a pretty sizable deductible for the county insurance. These quotes are coming in somewhere in the ballpark of $1,200 to $1,500 to fix that bumper. I've got the quotes printed out with me if you want to see them. Didn't know if we're wanting to take any type of action to get that truck fixed. It's a brand new truck with a dent in the front bumper. Pretty nasty dent, you know.
Is the truck drivable?
It is. There's no other damage that we can see. But it's just a brand new truck with 600 miles.
Yeah.
What might come out of his operating expense,
I would
truck repair?
think his maintenance can
Maintenance.
take care of that.
Okay. I can. I mean,
Yeah, why don't you do that, Kevin?
Okay.
And take that out of that account.
that's going to take a huge chunk out of that line, just so you know.
If we have to deal with that, come back to us and we'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it then.
Because it's nowhere near enough to make a claim on insurance and.
No.
You know, it's a cosmetic issue, but again, it's a brand new fleet of trucks and I don't want that, you know?
Sure.
Um,
Well, I think
It
we'll
was
require it to
unavoidable.
be-
I'm sure that
Couldn't
because
avoid
of
it.
leased equipment, we probably have to keep them up anyway, so.
well, and I talked to Ashley about it as well, with those trucks being part of the lease program, didn't know where that fell on the county side, you know, I mean, I know we could carry insurance on them, but
Yeah.
if that was gonna affect that lease at all, or I don't know the ins and outs of that. But I can take the lowest bid and get that fixed,
Yeah,
that's fine.
take it out of your maintenance account.
Okay. I'll look into it then.
If there's a problem.
I've got pictures if you want to see it, I've got the bids if you want to see them.
Is it replacement or repair?
It's repair. I'm sorry, Jim, it's replacement. Yeah, it's replacement. Now, this was a massive,
I
massive,
didn't know if they could hang out.
for a large vehicle.
Yeah,
My thought was, could the John A. Logan auto program, they do some of that kind of work. And I know they take on things like that every once in a while, it's greatly reduced cost and it's experience for them.
Sure.
If you want to take the time to drive out there one day, just ask somebody, might save you some money out of your budget.
Sure. Okay, it's a good idea.
how you doing, if this truck is out of service, what does that do to you?
I've got a spare truck. Yeah, my Ford truck, my new truck is still at Novacom, it's just about done. And then when I get that one back, I'll have the one I'm driving now as a spare, so we'll be good. We'll have enough trucks for everybody. So, I know we waited so long for these trucks and they're all brand new, all ready.
Well, it's gonna happen.
It's
The main
happening.
thing is,
I
I think
know.
we're on the hook to keep it as we receive, you know?
Right.
So the only thing I would say, if you could go the route of Johnny Logan and see how long time wise that would take. And keep that as.
Yeah. I didn't know if that damage had been reported to Enterprise or how that worked with that lease program. I have no idea. Don't know.
Actually.
Probably not, I would think. Again, with a brand new truck, I don't want to drive around beat up in the first month, you know.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the trucks?
Yes,
Very, very, very nice, very
I'm
sharp.
not seeing the
Yeah.
water baskets and water cages in fact. Should it's also.
They do a good job on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I got.
Right. Anybody got anything else? Is there anybody online? I never can. If there's anybody.
I don't think so.
Okay, having no public comment and no other things to talk about.
Move to adjourn.
Second. Okay, roll call please.
Tim Anderson,
Yes.
Jim Marlowe,
Okay.
Jim Racer.
Thank you, Jim.